The international break is done and dusted. Yo, that's saying we've been live for 30 seconds, man. I hope not. Welcome to the preview for Liverpool versus Forest. Evening, guys. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Grumpy Old Reds, where football is back and doesn't really get much tougher in terms of historically for Forest, man. 1 win in 55 years or something like that at Anfield, and that was last season, of course. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're feeling refreshed. Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy the break or did you miss Forest? Let me know. And shout out to all of you with the birthday wishes. Shout out to DJ as well. He's 25. Big up to you, DJ. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're checking out the sponsors, OK Jerseys. Get your shirts for 15 quid. Another 8% off with code FFTV. And a good time of the year to be picking them up. All those gifts that need to be sorted out. So scan that QR code or click on the link. It's in the description. Boys, what are you saying, man? We ain't really spoken much over those last 2 weeks. I kind of was glad not to hear your voices. Oh, yeah, Ben's a new setup. I didn't even clock that backstage, man.
Yeah, I'm an enemy of the state now because I'm officially living in DE postcode. So
you're back home, you mean? You're back where you belong, mate. That's where
yeah, back where I belong. But no,
are you settled in now? You're all settled in now. You're all moved.
I have, yeah. I mean, moving house, you don't want to go into that, man. It takes ages. It takes ages to move house. But yeah, mostly settled in now. Though, just for those who used to joke about the Wolves things, you know, those yellow and black things I stuck on the wall. Basically had to replaster the wall. They destroyed the walls. So I advised strongly against buying any Wolves coloured backdrops if you're doing any YouTube stuff. But anyway,
no get wood slats, man. They just drill screw on, boom, you can pop them off.
Yeah, you don't really worry about those slats I've got, and it's a silly worry, really. But it's like everybody's getting them now. Yeah, every DIY video, it's all about those. And I'm just worried that in 3 or 4 years' time, they'll look out of fashion, they'll look out of date because it was a fad. That's the only worry.
I mean, how many fashion eras have you?
I know it might be irrational, but
and you've lived through like fashion since like the 40s.
Yeah. I remember when green and peach baths and bathrooms were all the go, and people went crazy for them. And now, if you've got one of those in your house, good luck selling it.
Wait, and so when you go to buy a pair of trainers, let's say they're in fashion, I don't know what the kids wear, Nike Air Jordans. Is that still a thing? That was a thing when I was growing up. Would you not buy them just in case they'll be out of fashion in 3 or 4 years' time?
No, I only buy black trainers.
He does as well. He does.
Okay, but you can get black Nike Air Jordans.
Reebok. I don't care what they are, as long as they're a good brand. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered.
So why do you care so much about what's on your bloody wall, man?
And haven't you moved house as well?
Not yet.
I'm in the process of half my gear's in my new place and half my gear's still here because contracts have not yet been exchanged.
Don't say that. The police might be watching. You can't really tell with you because your background's so dark. So it's just like you're in the...
Well, I blame you lot in the chat. Ben's moved in your house. Ant's moved in your house. You lot have enabled this fame and fortune for them now. And look where they are.
The money we have coming in. That's what it is.
Anyway, let's get.
I don't get noticed in Derby. I don't get people.
Have you noticed none of us want to talk about the football because it's Liverpool?
Well, we're gonna, but
on the back of what you said initially, it was nice to go into this international break like with the win, but all of us like the fact that we had the break from football. I think we've needed it this season. The international breaks have come as like oases in this horrible season so far. So I loved it, and I love not having to talk about football. I love not having to talk to you guys for the last week or two, even though.
But when you say you guys, you mean us or the chat?
No, you guys. Yeah, no, the chat's fine. I chat to the chat.
No. I tell you what,
most of the chat of me in and around Nottingham anyway, to be fair. But yeah, you guys, I needed a break from it, and I think we've all needed a break from football this season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the last one until spring.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mark, just on that comment, literally about 20 minutes ago, I went to Sainsbury's. They didn't have any WKD. went to the petrol station, didn't have any WKD, so I'm on the Southern Comfort.
You should have just got a couple of gallons of petrol. 'Cause, you know, same thing, isn't it?
You know what? I love the smell of petrol.
I love the smell of petrol.
Notice how I tried to bring it back to football and they've gone off on a tangent again. They do not.
Well, I'm just defended by Freestar, man. Don't know what your secret is, Am, but you look younger than Wolfie. Cheers, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah.
Man's here with one arm and stuff, and you're still having digs and everything. I hear it. Anyway, all right. I'm not going to let these lot delay it anymore. There's a game to talk about at Anfield with an under pressure Liverpool have won one game in their last 5 or 6, I think it is. And, oh, God, Caroline, you as well. You as well.
There's quite a few Forest fans here, actually. I shouted "you Reds" at someone earlier, and they turned around and went, "You what, mate?" I think he thought I called him something else.
Carol Dara, the beard. Once I have 2 hands, Carol, the beard's going. Don't worry.
No.
Anyway,
grow it out, man. I want to see you with an eye.
Oh man, it looks horrible.
I'm
sorry.
Man. Do it.
It looks
the
so
problem
scruffy and old. It looks.
You know what the problem is on the videos.
Your beard looks. That's why you're doing it, because your beard looks good. If you're having to get him to have a scruffy old man.
Everyone surely knows that I'm. Well, no, I don't know if they do know. Do you? Right, and no, guys in the chat, yeah. Do you think Wolfie's older than me? Yes or no? That's what you need to put in the chat. Yes or no?
Wolfie's 24. So
the correct answer is no.
I'm gonna say
we'll
no.
reveal it at the end of the show. But does he look older than me? In fact, yeah. Let me change the question. Does he look older than me?
He looks older than me. What are you on about?
That's what they said, actually. To be fair.
All right, we done. Like, you coming
anyway,
here cussing.
Talk about football. I don't
No,
know
you're cussing my age down, and none of you on the panel have wished me a happy birthday. So thank you for that.
Oh, whoa.
Not
you
on
little
stream.
treat.
No,
You know
I sent it in the chat. I sent it in the chat.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Wolfie.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And
And
you
you-
can sing it.
okay, so
You can sing it. Happy birthday.
hey, Jolly Ollie, shut up, Jolly man. Don't forget I've seen you and I know how old you look, right? So don't you start. Anyway, shall we talk football? All right. Forest. Dyche has done his interview. Dang it, Brucey, I love you too, bro. I won't, Brucey. I'll just kick him off. That's what I'll do. Keep the beard.
He's a beautiful man. He's just an ugly old fart. He can still.
No, you know what it is, Anne. You know what it is. The problem is that when I record the full screen videos and I watch it back, I was like, bloody hell, man. There's like a patch out here and one out.
Yeah, it does lean to one side, doesn't it?
You know why?
Right.
All right, you got me off the football. I got to. Do you know what I've noticed now? When I sleep, like if I sleep on my front, my beard ends up. I've never seen that before.
That's
when you wake up,
my
it's
beard. That's my beard.
Anyway, enough about beards and stuff. Thank you, Sean. Appreciates it. Not again. You've already sung happy birthday to it. No, you didn't, Alistair. No, you didn't. Yes, and Scorpio, absolutely, Roy. It's all about the Scorpios. All right, shall I try again? Forest. Wait, Mark, you have that same problem. I am treating this week as an international break anyway. It's not a write-off site. It's not a write-off. It's not a write-off. It's not a write-off. Thank you, Wazza. Thank you. KO, you can't even grow bum fluff yet, bro. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm ignoring the chat. Let's get back to it. Okay, so I haven't seen the full price, but apparently Callum Hudson-Odoi might be back. The rest is still out injured. That would be Chris Wood, Zinchenko, no one cares about. Maybe apart from Ant. And who else was out?
I don't know why I've got this reputation.
Oh, Douglas Luiz. He's still out. He finally gave an update on Bakwa. I'll do a fuller video just breaking down everything he's doing. Bakwa's back on the grass. I don't know if he's running diagonal lines yet or it's still straight lines. I'm not sure. But he's out. So basically, in a nutshell, it's the same squad that beat Leeds plus probably Callum Hudson-Odoi, but I don't think he'll start.
What about Chris Wood? Is there no...
He's not back. He's being rescanned.
He's not back. He's not back.
Hell. Yeah. Keep flying off to New Zealand, bro. I'll do Rob's.
I don't start that again.
Oh, it's Taiwo out. Taiwo's out as well. Taiwo's out as well.
Taiwo's
Taiwo out.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
He is.
Really?
Yeah.
Taiwo was going to be in my when we go to lineups. Okay, he's not going to be in my lineup now. So Wood
He's
and
not
Taiwo.
gonna be.
Well,
I didn't hear that bit. I must have
Yeah.
nodded off at that point of the presser.
Yeah, so Taiwo's out. So anyway, basically, the easy way is same squad as last time, plus maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, on the Liverpool side, I think Alisson's back, and that's just annoying because he is actually good. But they are really, really low on confidence right now. It's not fake, man. It's legit. Anyway, so there's also rumors that Liverpool are thinking about lining up in a back three as well to spice it up. So I don't know how true all that. I'm gonna be doing a stream with Cal straight after this at 8. So I'll send you lot there and we'll discuss kind of the ins and outs head to head with Cal. But I still think, guys, there is something in this game for us. Now, I'll come to Ant first because he's going to be the most negative about it. I just know him with Liverpool and Anfield and too many scars and what have you. So go on, Ant, get out of the way.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Am I right though?
No, not necessarily. No.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out.
I'm disappointed with Douglas. Douglas Luiz for me is the big one. You know, he's the one that I think we really do miss when he's not there. I know he's only played a few minutes for us, as it were, but you do see the difference he makes when he's playing. That's kind of knocked me back down again. I must admit, I was kind of hoping he'd be available. You know, it's been long enough, hasn't it? Also, I would have liked Taiwo up front, strangely enough, because I do think he's capable of causing problems for those Liverpool players at the back. And his replacement, Jesus, spends half the time in his own half or on the halfway line, which is not the ideal place for me for a striker. Having said that, before we played Leeds, I had no interest in this game. I thought it's just a waste of time. But, you know what it's like being a football fan, being a Forest fan. You get a good result, you play quite well, and all of a sudden you think, well, actually, if we continue this progression, we're not a bad side. We've not got a bad squad. And Liverpool at the moment, I'm sure we all agree, are not the Liverpool we were expecting. And they look quite a poor side. They look very lacking in any kind of confidence, any kind of belief. And I think they are there for the taking. It's whether we can be brave enough to actually do that. That's my fear. I think if every one of our players, whichever team we put out, if they all play to their best, I think that at this moment in time, they are capable of not losing against Liverpool on Saturday. So that's where I'm at. I had this weird thought. It like came to me like an epiphany. You know, I was sitting there and I thought, all of a sudden I thought, I think we can beat Liverpool. Hang on, Ant, what are you saying? What are you saying? You know, but I think we can because Liverpool are in a bad way at the moment. Their players aren't.
I know it's a cliche.
No,
you're right. No, that's fine. I know it's a cliche, but it's a good time to play them. If you look at it, and I think this start of the season for them, I mean, they spent, like I've mentioned before, they spent over 400 million on their talent this season,
or $600 million, as I like to say.
Yeah, and it's not clicked. It's not clicked for us. It's definitely not clicked for them either. They look disjointed, and I think, especially if you look back to this, I think it was the first 4 or 5 games they won with late winners. You know, in every single one of those games, and they kind of like. Yeah, they weren't convincing at all. But everyone's saying, at least winning when you're not playing well is a sign of, a champion and stuff like that. But then we've seen actually that there's a lot of gaps in there. And I've always been, even when they won a title last season, it was only the fact that there was no one really challenging them.
Yeah.
But they got away with it.
I didn't think Liverpool were fantastic last season.
It wasn't a great
not
Liverpool
like you've seen the Man
team,
City fans. Man City teams and the previous Liverpool iterations that we've seen play. They weren't a patch, were they?
No, and they didn't have a challenge, but also they were still defensively susceptible last season at times, and they just got away with it in many games. And this season, we've seen it. And Konate, I mean, I don't know how he's still a Premier League footballer, to be honest, but he's still in there. And the options that they've got aren't any better, really. Who are the other centre-backs they've got?
Leone's injured, the guy they bought. So he's out.
Who's the other one? He plays right back sometimes as well.
Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez. So they haven't got great replacements for him. So they kind of stuck with him at the moment. And what he's done is exposed Van Dijk this season. Van Dijk's looked as poor as I've ever seen him. I've never seen him skinned by players before, and I've seen it happen several times this season, and not by top grade players, as you might call them. So I think they're definitely get-atable. And going back to the cliche, it's a good time to play him, in my opinion. So we got to. The pressure's not on us. The pressure is on them at home, and it will be. And so, but we've got to go in with the right mindset. We can't be going in thinking, okay, we'll play for a point. You can't go like that, you know.
Well, I think Sean, I don't know if you've seen Dyche's presser.
I haven't. No. Go on from here.
He basically said something along those lines, that the mentality of the squad needs to be that although they're Liverpool and everyone thinks there's no expectation, you can't approach that game like this. They need to go out there and believe that they can beat Liverpool. Yeah. And I'm feeling confident. I think we will. And like you say, it's the best time to play them. And I think we'll have a good game. My only slight worry is that it would be such a Forest thing to do that whilst Liverpool are down in the dumps, they go and spank us like 5-0. That would just literally be Forest all over. But I'm going to stay positive. I think we're going to do well. I am concerned about the injuries. Obviously, Ant mentioned Douglas Luiz. I think that's a huge loss. Sangare is going to have to come in and try and replicate what he can do. But like I say, it's the best time to be playing Liverpool. They're not having a good run. We look like we're starting to gain some momentum. I'm hoping that the international break has helped the squad to, you know, learn more what Dyche wants, get some more tactics introduced. I'm sure the players have been working together and pairing up, because I'd like to start to see people like you know, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Hutchison working more with Jesus, and like Ant said, getting Jesus into that striker role, because at the moment Taiwo and Wood are injured. Kalimuendo, I don't know if you saw the bench cam. Kalimuendo just looks really sad to me. I don't think he's going to stay for long. So I hope it's been a useful international break, and I'm going to stay confident, and I think we might nick a win from them.
A slight tangent, but sorry, I was just going to say just a quick one to Crypto, but on the back of what he just said there about Kalimuendo. We've seen he doesn't look right. He doesn't look happy. And if the rumors are true, would you get rid in January, Crypto?
I would, because I don't think. I mean, I feel pretty bad for him watching that cam. I mean, every time he scored, he clapped, but he was the only player to sit there on the bench and not really, you know, move. If he doesn't want to be there, if he's sad, if he's upset, if he's not happy, if not getting picked, whatever it may be, I don't know the reason, but if he's not happy and he doesn't look very happy, then I would let him go, even if it's on a loan. You know, I think the problem is, I think he's a really good player. And before we signed him, he was one of the players, when I heard the names coming out, that I really wanted. But it obviously hasn't worked out for him. So if he's not there psychologically, then I'd at least let him go on loan. If I wouldn't be against selling him if he doesn't want to be here.
Don't you think people are making too much of it, man?
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to. That's why I originally wanted to say that I don't understand why people are getting their knickers in a twist about a player that's not jumping up and down when his team scored. It's nice to see that. And when you do see that, you think, oh, yeah, he's really invested. But the guy's not been given a chance. And, sorry, he has, but he's not been able to take the chances. And that must be on his own mind. He may be sitting there more worried about how he can get into this team with the way he's been playing, rather than, oh, I hate it here, it's crap and horrible. He might be thinking, what do I need to do? Oh, Lord, you know. And I have to say that, I don't know if you noticed, but Amari Hutchinson, who did come on later in that game and was an absolute superstar, did you see what his reaction was when we first scored? That's how he was. He didn't react at all. The other guys all jumped and he just sat there like that. But he came on later and was brilliant. So I think it's a bit unfair to put too much on it. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure he's not happy at the moment. Why would he be? He wants to play football.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, Crypto, I'm hoping that he can work himself into it and be a good investment, because he does look like he was a good player last season. He did score 17 goals. I know it's a Farmers League, and you know my thoughts on that. But nevertheless, he did score 17 goals. I'd rather have somebody that came from abroad and scored 17 than somebody that came from abroad and scored 6. You know, I nearly said 8, but that could be misconstrued as somebody else I'm talking about. So I want to give him a chance at Forest. Regarding on loan in January, yeah, Yeah, but I'd like him to go actually to a Premier League team on loan, if I'm honest, because it's no good for me if he goes back to France and starts scoring again. That doesn't prove anything to me. He's already shown he can do that. I want to see him do it in a better league.
Okay, who would you send him to in the Premier League?
Pardon?
What type of team would you send him to in the Premier League?
Well, this is it. I don't really have a. Well, maybe Germany or Italy would be better then. Something's a little bit higher quality than France, because in France you're playing against teams that most of us have never even heard of, and they're not very good. You know, so
I mean, he'd get into the Spurs team, wouldn't he?
Pardon?
He'd get into the Spurs team.
I mean, Ant would get into the Spurs team.
Yeah.
But
I knew you'd pick on me. How come I'm being portrayed as like being the least good at football here? I can assure you, I'm better than all you lot put together.
Probably because they saw your finish when we went to the training ground, me, you, and Ez that time.
Besides, you don't need to see any more than that, do you?
Yeah, that was the kind of roundabout point I was making, Si. Look, I was just going to say, on this Kalimuendo thing, I think it's blown out of proportion. Because if you're going to say someone sitting on the bench looks miserable, then by that logic, someone cheering and laughing and being all happy would be ecstatic and want nothing more than stay at Forest. So I'll just present you guys with one name, Jesse Lingard. He was the biggest cheerleader ever on that bench. Pom-poms out and everything. He left.
Being happy like that doesn't necessarily mean you want to stay.
Yeah, but being intrusive on a bench doesn't mean you want to leave.
No, but I'm not. It wasn't about him not jumping up and stuff. It just, in his facial expressions, he looked unhappy.
Yeah.
Jesse Lingard was smiling on his facial expressions.
Yeah, but Jesse Lingard's an idiot. Like, that's a big difference, isn't it?
But you get my point. Why is it if they're happy they'd never want to leave? It's got to be the same, surely.
Well, we can have to chat. I'm with Ant.
I think there was something wrong with him mentally if he was jumping up and down and happy. I think, what the hell is wrong with you? You can't even get near the bloody team. You're not even in the squad some weeks, and you're jumping about like that. Get back to doing some bloody hard work. Never mind jumping about and enjoying yourself. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and on the back of that, say in the next game we get a late winner, fingers crossed, and he is jumping up and back, is that going to change your opinion on him now?
Yeah.
So for me, it's not a gauge. I wouldn't be basing on the question I was asking Ben was about whether we'd get. I said use the word get rid, but would we move him on in January window? But that's for me. It's not based on his mood on the bench when we're scoring a goal. It's based on
that's not what I meant. I meant the whole general. If he, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying from what I've seen, if he is unhappy in general, which could be because he's not getting picked. We don't know what he was promised when he was bought. We don't know what Hutchinson was promised. Hutchinson's our most expensive player ever, isn't he? He might have been promised to play every game. I don't know. All I'm saying is, from what I've seen, if that,
I don't think any player, Crypto, any player, even the very top players, who ever promised that they'll play every game.
What about MGW? What about MGW?
I think some of the top players.
Apart from Gibbs White, maybe. Yeah.
Morgan Gibbs White would start even if he was like snapped in two.
Broken leg.
Yeah, well, the thing.
If you had proper competition this season, if all our strikers were on fire and hitting form, then it would be an easy decision. But right now, they're all underperforming, and he seems to be the fall guy, and I think he is getting a bit more blame for it than the rest of them are. But they're all underperforming. None of our strikers really, hit out of the park this season, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. But I just think it's easy to pick on Kali at the moment.
I'm not picking on him. I'm
not saying you are. I'm just saying in general, he would probably if we asked the Forest fans in general, if we had to get rid of one of our strikers in January, who would you pick? They'd probably all pick on
Taiwo. I'd pick Taiwo.
I don't know if they would. I think they'd go.
Oh, I thought you were asking us the question.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I said Forest fans, not you lot.
The time now, in all honesty, if there's ever a time for Kalimuendo to show what he can do, is basically the match against Liverpool, because Wood and Taiwo are injured. Jesus isn't going to stay on the whole match. So I can only presume that Kalimuendo will get some type of chance to come
and we
on.
got to
thing is, Crypto, that it's a bit tough to say a guy's future at your club rests on 15 minutes at the end of an away game at Liverpool. I mean,
Liverpool are crap. Liverpool are crap.
It's a bit tough, that is.
So I was want to ask you guys about another player before I want to talk a bit of tactics with you. Dominguez. I rate Dominguez. I think he's a fine player, but I just don't like this left wing position Dominguez. And this isn't a Dyche thing because we've seen Nuno do it. Nuno's done it to him on the right and the left. Would you guys play him against Liverpool? And if you would, where would you start him? Ez?
With the players available, I don't think I'd be starting him, unfortunately, because I'd be starting with Sangare and Anderson as my pivot in midfield. And then if I want to add a third player, then if I'm going to 3-man midfield, which actually potentially I could do in this game, but if I'm going 3-man midfield, then I'm putting Dominguez in. But if I'm going 2-man, he doesn't get in, I'm afraid. But he is a player that has that energy. And we've said it before. He presses, but they don't go with him. So if you play him right, then he's an invaluable player in this squad. But I don't think really he's had a run of games where he's been played in the right position. So, and he's obviously coming back from an injury. He might still need, a few half games and 45-minute spells and, a few cameo appearances just to get his fitness back up. But in a 3-man midfield, yes, I'd definitely go with him. But in a 2-man, no, it's got to be Anderson and Sangare for me, or every day of the week.
Wait, hold on. Let me just address freaking transplant boy there, Andy, in the chat. Bring that up. That's a bit of a hypocrite. I think he's trying to say hypocritical, but that's too big a word for Andy. Move saying that you wouldn't start you'd start Taiwo against Liverpool instead of Wood. Well, that's like me saying I'm gonna go on. I don't know. I'm gonna go on the football terrace, and I'm gonna take Ben with me instead of Ez. Okay, doesn't mean I want to sack off freaking Ben, but there's like different horses for courses. Or if I was gonna go on never a foul,
don't want you sacking me off either, bro.
I wouldn't take Ez on. I'd take either Ben or Ant. Like horses for courses, Andy. Yeah, with your bloody cast pictures. But anyway, sorry, go on. You guys were talking about Dominguez.
Well, I absolutely love the guy, and so for me, he would start on Saturday. But there again, I wouldn't start MGW, and people have a go at me for that.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So for me, yes, I think him in that midfield with Elliot Anderson and Sangare against what Liverpool have got right now, the way that they're playing right now, they can get in amongst them and upset them. All three of those players can upset them. Whereas I think with Morgan Gibbs-White, talented though he is and all that lot, he's not quite of the same ilk.
Is there any chance, Ben, that with the games coming up, that Dyche might
your old boys, then? Sorry.
That Dyche takes his eye off this game a little bit, thinking that maybe he needs to save some players. He needs to save some players from Malmo or Brighton, because a lot of people say Saturday's not a winnable game for Forest, and maybe we should rest a few players for the running that we've got, because we've got a very winnable run coming after this Liverpool game, and it would be a chance for us to get a few wins on the table.
Football's never like that, is it? Look at how many times. I mean, look at matches like the FA Cup, where lower league teams, farmer league teams, as Ant would call them, beat the likes of Man City and blah 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 blah. Based on his presser, he's gonna go all out. We've got to go into it thinking it's a winnable game. And like you said earlier, Liverpool are not at a good time, not having a good time of it this season. So I can't imagine for the life of me that he'll effectively give up before we've even started the match. I think he'll field his strongest team. Unfortunately, that will probably include Morgan Gibbs-White, which is a massive mistake. But apart from that, he's got to go and try. We need points. Even if we get a draw out of it, we don't know that every point could matter this season. At the end of the day, we're still in the relegation zone, aren't we? So although we're on a bit
also, no game really is a gimme or a throwaway or whatever, because especially if you're a new manager to a club, you want to try and build a system that's your system. Whether we agree with it or not is immaterial. The manager wants to build his system. So you should use every match to try and improve that system. So going up there and saying, "Oh, just go all balls to the wall and just attack." No, because that's not how we're going to play. You still got to play your system. And if you come out there having lost but a good performance, you can take something from it, can't you?
Mm-hmm. And we beat Liverpool last time. Was it Callum Hudson?
We're undefeated against them last season. Don't forget.
Yeah, you can't. You've got to go out there 100%. He's got to. I'm sure he will, and I'm sure they're confident.
Sorry, Crypto, but if their name wasn't Liverpool and you looked and you didn't know, you just looked at the last 5.
Yeah, exactly.
You've lost 5 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah, but remember,
I don't care if they've got Liverpool above their badges or on their badges. They've lost 5 out of the last 6 games.
This is what Dyche was saying in his presser in a roundabout way. He was saying that everyone thinks, "Oh, it's Liverpool," "Oh, it's Man City." He's trying to get this mentality into the players that we can compete with these teams, and we need to be able to compete with
last
these
season,
teams.
didn't we?
Exactly.
Double over Man U, double over Spurs.
We shouldn't be
a draw against Liverpool. We proved it last season.
Yeah, but and the scenario for me is more similar to the Man City scenario last year. Remember when they were on that god awful run in November time? 0 wins in 12.
And it carried on afterwards as well, though.
Yeah.
It didn't start off on a new run. It was just like
so Forest.
A 1 win in the middle. It was
and if Liverpool weren't hated enough as a club, I can't stand that Humpty Dumpty looking cunt Ten Hag. Ten Hag. What's he called? Arnie Slot.
Dr. Evil.
I can't stand Arnie Slot, and that he is the reason why, as if I didn't hate Liverpool enough, I hate them even more now.
Well, you're not alone. I think half the Liverpool fan base hate him as well now. A pair of them want him out. But
that first time we beat them, he was so disrespectful to Forest when he was effectively.
But we sung the best song at him, man.
Oh yeah,
in your head.
He was so disrespectful. The way he came out and said, "Oh, I can't believe a team like Forest have beaten us." Like, does he not know? Look at Ant's hat.
Well, he should know now. Yeah, well, he knows now because he's had to say that 5 out of the last 6 games.
Sorry, that's the Southern comfort.
What was I gonna say? Oh, right. I agree usually with a lot of what Simon says, and Ant disagrees. So it tells you that Simon's usually quite right. But no, Simon's comment from earlier saying we can rest players at Malmo. No, we can't, man. Malmo's more important, man.
It is.
This is for me.
I just want to get quick. I know it's digressing slightly, but chat, I'd be interested in your opinion. I put a video out the other day about Elliot Anderson and the whole is he going or not, and this clause and not. And I've been speaking to Ben Jacobs, and we were going to do a video of him on Wednesday, but diaries clashed. And this is why, for me, the Europa League is important. Let's assume Ben Jacobs is, is right in what he's saying, and there are European clauses in his contract and anything. I don't want to lose Elliot Anderson, so surely the easiest way to keep him is go win that bloody Europa League, get Champions League, and then to everyone else.
Well, to be honest, you're absolutely right in what you're saying, but that's not my primary concern about winning that cup. My primary concern about winning that cup is it's Nottingham Forest. We'll be UEFA champions and we'll be in the Champions League next season for Forest.
Of course, yeah.
Now, if there's a side effect to that, it means we can keep the likes of Anderson, Murillo, etc. Then that's a massive bonus. But primary for me is to see another trophy on the City ground walls, inside.
And Ant's the one who's seen this history, and I want to ask you a couple of questions because I can't. Obviously, I wasn't watching football at the time. But after we won our second European Cup, and that third season in Europe, who did we lose to? Did we lose to the eventual winners? Can you remember?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. I think it was CSKA Sofia or CSK. Yeah, CSKA. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was quite a shock actually for us. We weren't used to that,
and that was like first or second round.
Cheated out of was it the European Cup Winners' Cup? We got cheated out.
That was UEFA Cup. That was in 1985, so that was a few years later.
But usually when we're in Europe, we do well, and then obviously remember famously 95-96 quarterfinals.
We would have been in Europe a lot more if it hadn't been for certain fans of a certain team ruining it for all the English fans.
I've said this for years because it wasn't just that. The money that you make from those European runs may have kept us in the Premier League. We may not have had to get rented that season.
And our prestige would have been greater. We would have been a bigger club. We may have even had a new stand. You know,
people don't realize that. That was how many seasons was that out of Europe? It was at least 6 seasons, wasn't it? Because of what their fans did at the Heysel.
5 years. We were banned for 5 years. They were banned for 7.
And we would have qualified. I think two of those years by the European Cup, and one by finishing 3rd or 2nd in the league.
Yeah. We were always up there.
Yeah. So that's 3 European campaigns that we were robbed of by those Scouse C-nuts. So that's why. That's why
one by a bent ref.
Yeah.
I paid off for. Owen, how can you say that the league is more important than the Mickey Mouse Euro Cup? Right. We're not sitting here. Well, I'm not sitting. I'm not going to speak on these guys. I would right now take 17th and win the Europa League over finishing 10th
100%.
and going to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even see how anyone can argue against that.
I don't either. Because I'm with you on that one, mate. To say that Europe isn't important and we should just give up on Europe and we shouldn't worry about the Malmo game at home. Bloody hell. Come on, man. Say what you want to say, but I'm sorry, I'm not with you on this one. Europe, we shouldn't be tossing Europe away and just focusing on the league because we can.
Oh, you're saying about what he just said. No, he's right.
We've got ourselves in contention now in the league. We would have if we hadn't won that game against Leeds. I dread to think, what that league table would have looked like. But we are.
Wait, hold on. I got it. Sorry to intro. They're asking to say it again. So, Owen, let me ask you specifically, my boy, Owen. Right? Would you take 10th and the semi-finals or 17th and win it? That's the question.
And not only that, not one of us has sat here and said we'd be happy or prepared or we'd sacrifice Premier League status for Europe. None of us said that. We said finish 17th and win it. We didn't say 18th, 19th, or 20th. That's a big difference. If you were to ask me,
17th, I'll be pissed off.
If you were to ask me, would you be satisfied to be relegated and win? I'd say no. No.
Yeah, that's where the line's drawn. I agree.
I think we bought enough players in the summer to put out decent squads, whether it's our first team or second team. I agree with the people in the chat saying we should beat them with our effective second team.
No,
really?
I don't
that work out against
I'm quite sure people were saying exactly the same before the Midtjylland game.
Thank you. Exactly.
No, we did it against Sturm Graz. Exactly. What happened there? What happened there?
Yeah,
Sturm Graz, whatever they're called.
No, screw that
crap, basically. Sturm crap.
I would rather rest some of the main team for Thursday than the other way around.
What happened to Ant's views about professional footballers should be able to play twice a week?
Did I say anything different to that?
You didn't say that we shouldn't.
Have I said that anybody should be rested at any time?
Well, you're hinting at it.
No, I'm not.
You're making excuses for them.
No, I'm not. I stick by what I say. I used to watch football when they used to play 68 to 70 games a season and win.
And with 14, and with a team of 14.
And
yeah, with
on
a squad of 14,
pitches,
one substitute and 42 league games.
And those pitches and that football, it wasn't that
and the pitches were mud heaps, and I never once heard the word tired said. Not once did I hear that word.
Well, then why can't we play our strongest team in both competitions?
We can't. Who's saying we can't?
I would rotate a couple.
Well, you lot are saying that we should focus on the
depends on the drop-off, doesn't it? Our squad, it depends on the drop-off. Our squad, I think, we should be able to put out a second team that's not that far off the first team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
So I don't look at it as you put your first team in and second team there. To me, it's just a squad.
Yeah, I agree.
You pick who's right for the day. Simple as.
But I would only change who we need to change, because in my best starting lineup right now, I've got Amari Hutchinson, but he can't play on Thursday. So he's definitely, for me, playing on Saturday. But other than that, I would only make the minimal changes, because then, like I say, we've got a run of should be winnable games for us. What is that? Is it Burnley after that, or is it?
No, we got Brighton at home and Wolves away.
Yeah,
and then
we should be looking to get a run
after that.
We need a run. We need a run of 2 or 3 wins, and however we get it, we get it. Whether one of them's in Europa and then a couple of league wins, but no, to think that Europe should be a something in the back of our mind. No, we should still be focusing on Europe and these sort of games. I've got a friend of mine going to the game on Thursday, and it's the first time he's going to be seeing our club playing in Europe. So for him, it's a big day. For the mentality to go into that saying, "Oh, we don't care about this game," it didn't work. It's not worked against Midtjylland. It's not worked against Sturm Graz. That mentality isn't going to work if we go into Thursday looking like that. And I hope Dyche isn't doing that, and I don't think he is, because I think he's got to realise that we need a win. I think a draw is not good enough on Thursday. We need a win to give ourselves that chance of even getting into the playoffs. Because right now we're not getting automatically into the next round. We're going to have to rely on the playoffs.
No, we're still going to get automatics, bro. We're still going to get automatics.
To win the rest of our games,
if we do, but we got to rely on other teams not having the run that they're having. I mean,
we don't, man. We don't, because you know the last two teams we got, they're actually quite high up there. Feather Valley or whatever the hell they're called. And then who's the other one we got? We got
Burnage Valor.
When did he draw them out?
That's what I said. So we got Malmo, then Utrecht. Both of them are in the 30s. I'm sorry, man. You lose to either one of those, that's sackable there and then. Like, that's inexcusable. B team or A team, I don't care.
I know.
We've got Braga.
Last game is Ferencváros, actually.
Is that home or away?
It's home.
Okay, so Braga away is going to be hard because I think they're in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But they've played some crap.
But it's Portugal, mate. Come on.
Yeah, this is the thing. Braga. Well, check this. Braga are like 6th or 7th in the Portuguese league. Porto were undefeated when we played them in the Portuguese league. So, like, this is my point. Like, Forest could go out and win their next 4 games, but then again, when Forest could go out and bloody lose them all, knowing us.
I think if we get our confidence back, a few players back from injury, I think we've got every chance of winning those games and qualifying automatically. And you guys know that the FA Cup and the League Cup, I don't get interested. I might get semi-interested if they get to the final. Other than that, I don't get interested because it's so effing hard to do it. Whereas this Europa League, I look at it and I can see a clear pathway. And there's no reason why a club with the squad that we've got wouldn't be able to win that. So for me, it's really important.
Yeah, so what I don't want to be seeing is what he did against Sturm Graz. I don't want to be seeing all the kids coming on in the second half. I want there to be a bench that he can bring on and change things if he needs to. I know he was restricted with the amount of players that were injured, but I still think the mentality in that game was just to hold on for a point, and that can't be a mentality going into the game on Thursday, in my opinion.
Yeah, the risk of sounding old. Why do my kids keep saying 6-7? Like,
don't.
Oh,
it's a satanic thing. Yeah, it's a satanic thing.
It's just stupid.
Well, I've heard everyone doing it.
6-7.
Anyway, big up to DJ with the 39 months. Happy birthday again, my friend. Shout out to Mark, who's matched him as well with 39 months. You two are definitely old. Big up to you guys. And Alex with the 1.5 years. Thank you so much, Alex. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Some of you may need to return on your notifications, by the way. There's all kinds of algorithm issues going on with YouTube. So if you're not getting notifications, turn them off and turn them on. And it will tell you when the videos are up so you don't miss a thing. Okay, let's do the fun bit. Let's get into
the poll. The poll's very interesting.
Yeah, the poll is dead level. 50-50.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough.
50-50. By the way, I'm saying they're both important. I think we can get something out of both of them. But my priority this season is now Europa League. Like you would say, like when I get on to talk to Cal in 15 minutes, I'm sure he's going to say to me their priority this season now is the Champions League. Win that. So why can't we have a similar priority, obviously, in the other context?
I mean, if there were 8 games left in the Premier League and we were in deep doo-doo and there was 20 games left in Europa League to go, see how it goes, then obviously that would change it around. All of a sudden the Liverpool game would be more important because we're risking being relegated. But right now, there's not a lot on it.
Is that Ginola in that picture? What a player he was, man. What's a player? All right, Ben, kick us off with your team. I can't be asked to bring up the graphics with one arm.
Pierce would have eaten him alive.
Mate, he was awful. Ginola was on the left, so Pierce.
You can't do all that. I know he was, but you can't do all that fancy flicky chicky if you've got a broken leg. And Stuart Pearce would have sorted him out.
Ben, hit me your team.
I mean, I might change it up from the team that Monk put out on WhatsApp because I think it was the same as yours when I watched the video. Do you want to come back to me? Because someone's just rang the doorbell and Dakota losing.
And what's your team?
Normal back five.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, I personally would go for Sangare, Elliot Anderson, and Dominguez.
Yeah.
And then I would have Hudson-Odoi on the left, Hutchinson on the right, and Jesus in the middle. Whilst I think that midfield would be successful, but if not, then Jesus can always drop back and help out in midfield if necessary.
Yeah. Tripwire, that's
under
rubbish.
pressure.
Sorry, Ant. That's utter rubbish. Anderson doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys. Don't troll.
That's not true.
It's just silly. It's just silly. Elliot Anderson's a young boy. He's very, very dedicated. He's just going to the England team. He's come to a new club. He's doing really, really well. He's not knocking on the door saying, I want to leave after.
He's not that kind of player, is he? And we had a discussion about his how much of a nice guy he seems to be. You know,
we chat with him on Messenger. He's absolutely no.
Yeah,
he might go in the summer. He's not going anywhere in January. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot of fake footballers out there. I don't think he's one of them. I think he's genuine. I think he's a really nice lad, and I think
he's just down to earth.
His head won't be turned by paper talk. You know, he will get his head down.
And if in the summer, Man City
his England place? Why would he risk his England place?
Yeah. You're right, Ez. You're right. At the moment, he's guaranteed to play every time, every game. You know,
there's no way.
Look at somebody like who's that? Florian Wirtz, world class, best midfielder in the world, 130 million.
Don't do it. He's going to get something on Saturday.
He is good on FIFA though. I gotta say,
89 on FIFA. Huh? All right. So, Ant, that was your team. So 4-3-3, dropping Gibbs White. This Gibbs White agenda. What are you saying, Ben?
I have got an agenda, but not that on this particular occasion.
Yeah, I mean, I have got an agenda because the team that Monk put out on WhatsApp for me, I realised I accidentally included Gibbs White, which was a massive mistake. So, traditional back five: Savona, Murillo, Milenkovic, Williams, and Sells. In the middle, I'm going to go Anderson and Sangare. I would go Anderson and Douglas Luiz, but obviously Douglas Luiz is not fit. And then across the front, I'm going to go Callum Hudson-Odoi, hopefully he's fit, Hutchinson on the right, and then I'm going to put Jesus in the 10, and I'm going to put Kalimuendo up front.
What?
I'm going to put Jesus in for MGW and put Kalimuendo as striker.
Even on the left side, Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, Cho and Hutchinson on the right. And the only reason I'm having to do that is because I need to drop Morgan Gibbs White. And I think Jesus.
I mean, I can see the sense in Jesus playing as a 10. I
would have gone Taiwo up front, but obviously he's injured, unfortunately. So
I just don't know if I would drop Gibbs White because he's in the richest goal scoring form we've ever seen, man. He scored like two.
I'd definitely drop Gibbs White. I'd probably just.
I don't think I would. I think
contract and give him his P45.
Shall I tell you why? We just don't have goal scorers and he's scoring goals. Well, he's in this form of scoring goals. Just keep crossing the ball in. Just keep it away from his feet. Let him do work.
Yeah, cross it to his head. He's fine. Yeah. Some of his best goals have been headers.
All his goals have been headers, haven't they?
Apart from several of his goals have been headers, mate, and they've been decent as well. So he's good in the air. I'm with you, mate. I'm not dropping MG Dub. Not when he's got a little bit of form. So for me, the formation is going to be it's going to be a weird formation. So it's going to be I want a 3-man midfield. And MG Dub isn't part of that 3-man midfield. He is slightly further ahead, but it's going to be slightly disjointed because I think we're not going to be going out attacking Liverpool. We're going to be holding on, and then, similar to what we did last season, bring Callum Hudson-Odoi on, change it up, give them something else to think about, and that's where we're going to strike. Because I think that first hour, we're just going to have to be tight. So for me, the formation is going to be the normal back five, including the goalkeeper, and then I'm bringing Dominguez in based on that chat we had earlier, I would play a 3-man midfield against Liverpool because I think it's just about containing them, and any threats that they have got would be coming through the middle. So if we give Gravenberch the space that we can afford him, then he's going to run the game. So we got to be on top of him, and we need a 3-man midfield for me. So that's got to be Dominguez, Sangare, and of course Anderson. And ahead of them, I am playing MG Dub, and I'm playing Hutchinson in a free role. So if he's needed on the right, I want him out on the right, helping the fullback that side. If he's needed on the left, he goes the other side. We know Jesus is quite mobile, so he's not going to be stuck to one position. If you need him to move around, he'll move around. So that first half's going to be about containing. Then I'm going to take one of my 3 central midfielders off, and I'm going to bring Hudson-Odoi on about the hour mark, and I hope that we get a chance in that last half hour, like we did last season, and manage to get that goal. That's my game plan going into Saturday.
So what you're saying is you're doing exactly what we did last year.
Yeah.
Ish.
Now,
I was going to bring that up earlier, but I forgot. So I'm glad you reminded me, because if you remember, I think we played, and chat, maybe you guys remember better. I think Ryan Yates played. I've got a feeling Ward-Prowse started as well.
Yeah, he did.
In that game. Dominguez, Gibbs, White.
It was his best game.
Yeah. And who was the other midfield? I can't remember who the other one was. It might have been Elliot Anderson. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sangare.
Someone try to look it up. No, Sangare was injured at the time. But if you remember, we almost played like a
Christmas tree,
secondary midfield in there. So there was the midfield 3 with then 2 in front of them.
Yeah.
And then you had, was it Chris Wood up front? Exactly what you then said. At 60-minute mark, Elanga came on, or about 60-minute mark, and Hudson-Odoi. And suddenly we went from a narrow-based formation into width, catching them on the counter-attack. And yeah, Yates actually, I think that was one of Yates' best games. He destroyed McAllister in that game.
Yeah.
So would you be looking for more of a middle block?
What are you saying, Ant? Say that again.
I was just saying, yeah, McAllister is a similar player to Yates, in my opinion, regarding little fouls, and McAllister's always fouling people. You watch him, he's always fouling people, and he's got this temperament where he reacts. So putting Yates on him was perfect last season.
Would anyone start Yates?
Do you think Dyche might go for a 4-4-2? He has done before.
No, he'll probably go 4-4-1-1. That's his favorite formation.
Yeah.
I quite like the England formation 4-1-4-1.
Yeah,
but England don't have to defend though, do they?
Yeah, but Anderson plays in that
one.
Anderson. Oh my God, I was watching him the other night, and I thought, I can't believe he's a Forest player. We really must make the most of whatever time we've got with this guy, because that's
the exact mentality we don't need in the squad.
No, I don't know that. I would agree with the first part of that, where you say we really must make the most of playing him correctly, is what I would say. Because when he's given that time, I know England playing shitters.
From a fan's point of view, mate, we must make the most of watching him whilst he's with us. Is the point? But
people were saying that about Murillo 2 years ago, and guess what? He's still there.
Yeah. I did.
I don't know why we got going with this defeatist attitude. Oh, a player's good. Oh, he's going to go.
You know what? You want to know why?
It's a very sought after position.
Years of Forest history. That's why. I've seen it time and time.
Yeah, okay. We don't need to bring up our old stars because they still hurt.
An alternative option: sell Morgan Gibbs White.
Well, shall I give you an alternative option?
Who's going to buy him?
Spurs
I'll buy him. I'll send him to Derby County.
Now, my point is this, right? This is why I keep talking about standards and why the Europa League is more important than finishing higher up in the Premier League. You get the Europa League, you get Champions. If we get in the Champions League next year, you think Marinakis is going to sit on his ass, or is he whipping out both checkbooks, man? That's
long
it.
Long as it doesn't give another reason to delay the rebuilding of the stadium.
Well,
you're in the Champions League, you may turn around and say, I don't want to deny people the opportunity to watch us in the Champions League. So
I live with that.
The last few matches we haven't sold out anyway.
Exactly. If it's based on ticket sales from this season, I don't. We haven't sold out.
But everybody kept saying that, and I was of a similar opinion. But against Leeds, we were sold out. It was
Leeds
solid.
game, I think we were, and eventually because they did another release.
Yeah, by the
on
end it does.
day.
Brighton's not sold out. Is Brighton
Yeah,
sold out?
there comes a number a lot fewer than 50,000 where we stop selling.
Oh
out.
yeah, forget that, Robbie.
It's going to be about 42, 43.
40,000 will do us. Lovely.
40,000.
But in terms of what Wolfie just mentioned there about Mr. Marinakis, I'm going back to calling him Mr. Marinakis now. I think he's learned his lesson. But look at what he did as soon as he got the green light that we were in Europa League. Look how much money we spent. Yeah, so you think if we're getting into Champions League, if he's not doubling that? So just for the chance for it to happen, we can't give up on Europe, man. And for a generation of football fans who've never seen us play in Europe, including you, Sai, to say that sort of stuff, it baffles me. It really does. It really does.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to Cupshire. I'm going to send you guys there with me in the chat. Please make sure you hit. We're 97 likes. Come on, guys. We're doing like 300 in here, 97 likes, 1 in 3 ratio. You guys can do better than that. So hit the like button. You get a cool little animation that's set up. Check the animation out. You press like. Pretty cool animation.
You know
but
what?
let's do some. Go on.
Sorry, just a quick one because it still annoys me. Why can't YouTube put a like button when the chat's open? You have to. Why do you have to close the chat?
Ridiculous.
Why can't we do that in this day and age? You muppets.
So what Ez is moaning about there, if you're on your phone in the live chat, just X the live chat for a second and then hit the like button, unex it.
I'd like to end by saying I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I don't know if anybody's noticed, but oh yeah. But there's only been one swear word in this entire podcast, and that was by Chris. I have not sworn today. So all those people that keep telling me not to swear, I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy, and I shall keep this up as long as I can.
Yeah, that's like 2 minutes. Rosa becoming a new member. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, give me your predictions, chat. Give me your predictions. Cal is gagging for some clips from me. He's like, seriously, he was like trying to propagate out of me earlier. Oh my god, they're saying well done to you, Ant. All right, get your predictions in. Go on, Ben, kick us off. What are you saying?
I said we'd win, didn't we? I think.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Forest.
3-1 Forest.
3-1 Forest. And I'll take a prediction on who's gonna score. Kalimuendo hat trick.
Oh dear.
Swiftly moving on. Ez.
You know what? We've had so few wins this season. I'm sorry about that fly there, but I'm just clutching on to anything. So for the last game, I think I predicted 0-0, and we actually won the game. So I'm going to stick with my 0-0 predictions until if we can get a little bit of a run of wins, I'll go with 0-0 predictions. I mean, anything. It's been such a bad season, man. Any glimmer of superstition, I'm just holding on to now, mate. So yeah, 0-0 for me.
See, where did you get that idea from?
Which idea?
The 0-0 idea.
Well, I went 0-0 last game and we won. So
I did it for like last season and we won 6 in a row. And he's out trying to.
You know that only one person's allowed to say 0-0.
Exactly. And who wouldn't take 0-0 at Anfield anyway? So
yeah, I'd take 0-0.
In this day and age, probably not.
No, you see, this is the negative mindset. This is why you lot aren't football man.
Yeah. Okay,
Imagine it's 3-1 now.
There's such a thing as reality that exists.
We beat them last time. We beat Liverpool last time. Liverpool are playing crap. Arnie Slot.
Okay. Listen, I'm hopeful we can perform well, and I'm hopeful we can actually come away with a point or more. But if I had to make a prediction, I'm just being honest with you. If I had to make a prediction and put my own money on it, I'd say 2-0 Liverpool.
Oh my god!
Are you so negative, man?
That's not being negative. That's just my opinion.
Negative.
He is being negative, man. Maybe we're their bogey team now, man. Like, they haven't beat us in nearly 2 years. Just saying.
Does they ever beat us at home? I know we're not at home this Saturday, but did they ever beat us?
Yeah, remember when they cheated? Yeah, they
cheated, didn't they? In the 189th minute. Yeah, that was
that was the first time they won since '84, I think, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to jump across onto Cal's channel. So I'm going to send you guys with me. I'm going to need you to back me up. There's probably going to be loads of Liverpool fans. So come give me some backup in there. Make sure you subscribe. There is another video coming out tomorrow, just basically catching up all the Forest stories for you. I'll see you guys over in a second. Make sure, even if I said that bit, like, subscribe. Check out the sponsors, OK Jerseys. Use code FFTV for a further 8% off. I'll see you lot in a second. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.
And not Liverpool.